I'm Kevin Drinkall.
Hi, and I'm Michel Nicolai, and we welcome you to Zyzone Networks podcast.
We've been in the network industry for over 15 years, and in these podcasts we want to try and untangle the world of networking, debunk some of those myths, explain some real-world examples along the way, to help you make better choices about selecting the right tech, product, and even help you guys build faster, more reliable, scalable networks, or just to keep your kids happy at home. Well, welcome back to another round of our podcast, and today we're going to be talking about the Secure Cloud Router series that we're adding to the Zyzone portfolio. But before we go into the SCR, the Secure Cloud Router series, let's talk a little bit about our history protecting small to medium businesses.
Yeah, we're in the business here, from the security business, for over 25 years already, yeah? And from that 25 years, 22 years, we're already independently certified for our security, and that's a long time.
Yeah, I mean, I remember the early days when we were doing the Zywalls and the VPNs, right?
Yeah, and the Zywalls VPNs, as you say, that or we started with, in that same series, we developed to our USG series and to our current USG Flex series, yeah, the unified security gateways. And also on top of that, our ATP series, our advanced threat protection devices that provides an additional layer of security on top of our USG series.
And I mean, all these kind of products and solutions, obviously we've advanced them over the years. You know, we've incorporated many of the kind of security elements and functionality that, you know, help us protect against businesses in modern day threats. And we even leverage from other technology vendors like Norton LifeLock, Webroot, and Trellix, which is formerly McAfee. But today we incorporate those into our kind of platform, etc. And as I mentioned before, over time we then began to evolve the product and build it into our cloud platform, our ecosystem, to allow it to incorporate with other products.
Yeah, and our Nebula system, yeah, our cloud monitoring, configuring, and reporting system that we built from 2016 and we developed over 7 years now, and with so many products in there. Yeah, as we have today, we talk about our security products that we have in our Nebula ecosystem. But as you know, yeah, our Nebula system is by far the most successful one in SMB, because not only security, but also Wi-Fi, switch, and 5G routers are also in this ecosystem, where you can real-time monitoring and reporting on your products that you have online with your customer.
I mean, the whole point of Nebula was to streamline the whole process of not just managing it, but also to deploying it, you know, from, you know, the ability to set up while it's still in the box, right? And we even created this, you know, the slogan of get your products up and running in minutes, because we time them, right?
Ease of use, that's always the thing, the key word with Nebula. Make it as easy as possible for the user. As you mentioned, the configuration, how to do this. We have a great mobile app that you, by the way, can download free of charge from the Apple Store, App Store, or the Google Play Store. And then you can scan your QR code to register your product into the ecosystem. And because we are taking the unique serial number and the MAC address into the system. And with these numbers, we know what kind of product you bring in, and then we provide you all the features that are attached to that device. So then it's a great start in this ecosystem, how to build your network with these kind of products.
And actually the SCR 50 AXE, which is the product that we introduced first in the SCR series, which we're going to cover in a bit more detail a bit further into the podcast, actually is the 100th product. So 100 products in our portfolio support the Nebula platform today.
Yeah, it's incredible. Yeah, we are by far the biggest vendor that offers so many devices into the cloud ecosystem.
So let's talk about the Secure Cloud Router series. And at the very beginning, we're going to introduce the SCR50AXE. The SCR50AXE is designed to be a one-box solution, trying to leverage from those elements that we talked about before, the cloud part, right? So we can really make the efficiency of the deployment, etc.
Yeah, well, where do you think the positioning of the SCR is compared to the portfolio that we already have?
So the product we have today, for example, like the USG Flex 50 and upwards, they provide a high and comprehensive solution. And the SCR50AXE is designed to be a subscription-free threat management solution for these small business, right? The aim is to try and build a product that aims at the kind of work from home environment, the teleworker, or even a very small branch office with one or two or maybe even three people in it. And the idea is to make this process very, very simple. So, but without reducing kind of features and functions, right? So we still need to provide some kind of threat management, but at the same time, we want to get people secure and get connected very quickly, like in minutes, right?
Yeah, but you mentioned that it's the SCR50 is a one-box product. So it's only a VPN firewall, or?
No, I mean, also it includes the latest Wi-Fi 6E technology, so super fast speeds. And when we talk about super fast speeds, we're talking AXE 5400, that's 5.4 gigabits per second with a theoretical throughput, leveraging from that tri-band radio, right? So also has 2.4 gigahertz, 5 gigahertz, and now with the introduction of 6 gigahertz, which is what the 6E means, the 6 extended, allows us to take advantage of not only today's kind of bands in Wi-Fi, but also some of the newer devices as well, and give that clean airwave. So creates a real superior connectivity in terms of, you know, providing connectivity to those devices like laptops, smartphones, and even, you know, kind of tablets, right?
So it looks like a future-proof device that you can take into your, maybe home environment, or in a small branch environment where you can have all the security services, but also a future-proof Wi-Fi.
So the aim is that we can connect homes and teleworkers, right? Like I said, you know, we can create, of course, we support VPN, so you can take it back to your head office, and also you can deploy some kind of security element at the core of the device, right, to protect against malware and ransomware and other threats as well, right? Also, you know, the product itself can be configured centrally. So it means that if you are an organization deploying remote workers, then of course you can use this type of product to do that.
Yeah, but you mentioned VPN. What can I do with the VPN when I have this box at home? What can I do with it?
So the idea of a virtual private network, a VPN, is to connect from home to the office so that you can replicate your environment so that you feel like it's an extension of your office, right? You can, of course, replicate the SSID, so it's the same SSID, and that means that when somebody joins it, they can feel like they're experiencing the whole environment, right? And the idea is to create, you know, that fast, reliable connectivity, but also securely connecting back to your home and easily managed as well, right?
So if I listen really careful to what your story, that it also comes with the VPN, and as we know that since the product is in our cloud environment, Nebula, then also our VPN connectivity is very, very easy. Yeah. So if we want to connect, it's just to point out and say, okay, this is the office network that I want to connect to. This is my network. And just in 3 clicks, I have my network secured, connected to the office.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, VPNs is one of the number one problems when people are setting things up. So we've tried to make that whole process extremely streamlined with, like you say, a couple of clicks, and then you can have a connectivity back to your office, right? Without, I mean, those people who know how to deploy VPNs in the past will understand that you often have the problem with phase 1 or phase 2 or the key mismatching, etc. But with all this kind of process, we can very easily do it, even by Wizard. So it's very, very straightforward.
And you talked about in a home environment, but what about in a business environment? Can you use this product as well?
Yeah, of course. I mean, you can use it as a product in business environments. For example, like a very small, independent coffee shop, for example, could probably use the product and also create guest access in very simple 1, 2, 3 steps. And we allow the product to actually segregate the network. So whether it's because you are keeping your POS or your card machine separate from guest network, or anything to do with your corporate network away from the guests, and providing some kind of simple access, then of course you can do this as well, right?
Wow, that really looks as a good feature set on the product. But as we talked about Nebula, yeah, that the advantages of the quick deployment, not only the setup of the device, the VPN, but I also think about the advantages for maybe the reseller that maybe acts as a service provider that is managing on behalf of the customer all the devices. Is that also possible in this with this product?
Of course, because it's leveraging from Nebula, our cloud platform, it also enables it to be part of that ecosystem. So of course, managed service providers, for example, could leverage it for those kind of teleworkers or their small businesses, almost micro businesses, right, where there are 1 or 2 people, and there are hundreds of thousands of these types of customers out there, but they often lack the experience or knowledge of security. So the idea here is that we give them the security element into the product, and also they don't need to worry about subscribing to any services, because we actually include a level of security in there by using IP reputation to protect against things like malware and ransomware, which is like one of the top things, right? So the idea is to prevent this level of security for these guys, to start with. And whether an MSP is delivering it, or whether they are self-installing, or whether another IT reseller is installing it, the product is pretty scalable and flexible in this respect.
Yeah, you talk about scalability. Yeah, we know that Nebula has a great scalability because we can add as many as organization as sites as we want in there, and it's a free service that we are providing. So I think this product is an ideal product for these kinds of customers that want to manage multiple devices or multiple sites with this great SCR product.
Yeah, so in summary, I mean, when you think about it, the product's pretty flexible. It allows small businesses to deploy some level of security into their product. Of course, if you want to evolve and add more layers of security, you can move up into the higher end of our portfolio. But the SCR 50AXE, for example, allows us to fit into a segment, an area where the price point is often quite difficult to achieve with a level of security. Because we're leveraging from our own cloud security platform, it means that we can allow and give that kind of level of access from other technologies that we've got in our portfolio. So we should really talk about the SCR 50AXE's security, or subscription-free security, that we provide out of the box or included in the box, whichever way you want to talk about it. And when we talk about these features and functions, there is a longer list available on the web, but we'll highlight some of the top kind of features, right? So, of course, we want to protect against ransomware and malware, right? And what we do is we leverage from the Zyxel cloud to really provide that signature-based security. And we have some other elements, like stop mail fraud or phishing, and also some country restrictions like GeoIP, right? And the ability to even identify traffic in the dashboard. In fact, one of the things that we did do for the SCR 50AXE is actually redesign the dashboard in Nebula to accommodate for this kind of product as well, right? So, and also in the app, so that we can ease the wizard and also add the kind of security elements to it as well. But we do have the option to add extra security, like an add-on, right? So we have something called an SCR Pro Pack. Michelle, do you want to maybe dive into that bit a little bit?
Yeah, because the Pro Pack is really an added value to the box that you already have in place, because you can enhance the mower subscription that is now by default signature based into real-time updating. So every time when there's something new pops up, then we can sync that and we can protect you on that one in this Pro Pack license. And also we have web filtering in this. So we can identify when people move into different websites, that those websites are normally categorized, and say, okay, in this category, you're not allowed to view this content. So that is also part of the Pro Pack filtering. By the way, this whole security package is being powered by Trellix, also formerly known as McAfee. And last but not least, with this Pro Pack, you get the Nebula Pro Pack in there as well. So that extends the Nebula management with additional feature sets, and you also will get the VPN orchestrator in there to see what kind of VPNs you have up and running.
So I think if we were just to look at the highlights of the product, right, let's just recap on the SCR50AXE. So we have easy management and visibility,
Yeah, and don't forget the Wi-Fi 6E that we have, the real tri-band in the product.
So, and like I said before, and I keep reiterating it, but, it's a type of ransomware prevention, right? So, and this is the top type of threat that small businesses are faced with. And there's lots of, statistics out there in the wild that tell us that this is the case as well.
Yeah. So with the product, you have a fast setup where you can set up over 4 SSIDs on the product. So you can have 4 different networks broadcasting out to your environment. Don't forget about the auto VPN that we have in there with Nebula. That is really ease of use. So you have a very complete product with the SCR50.
As well as 4 gigabit ports on the back, providing access to printers or phones or other wired devices on your network. So all in all, a fully all-in-one box solution, providing security with some add-ons for small businesses, or like we said before, work from home environments. And of course, like we mentioned, even some MSPs may think about leveraging this product to deploy to their smaller customers as well.
Yeah. So this is a real product for entry-level security solutions, where with one box you get the whole complete solution with the connectivity, with the Ethernet ports, with the Wi-Fi. With this product, it's not possible to have a mesh network so that you can extend your Wi-Fi by adding multiple devices in there to bring more coverage to your network. That's something that we will bring in our next SCR product.
Yeah, so of course, like we said before, the SCR50AXE is the first of this product in the series. And obviously, as we progress into the rest of the year, we hopefully will introduce one at the end of 2023. And this will bring other functionalities where we hope to extend into existing portfolio of Nebula products as well, so that you can mesh with other Wi-Fi products in our portfolio that we have today. So this has been a fantastic podcast talking about a secure cloud router, which is a new one for me. And I hope you guys found this interesting as well. As we always say, subscribe to the podcast if you're interested. If you need more information about the SCR50AXE, please go to our website and you'll find plenty of information about the product there as well, including the add-on license if you feel that you need to extend the security of the SCR50 as well.